Here's the information you need to help you finish up the Upset Stomach Lab. First, make sure that you are rereading to be sure you know what the final goal is. We want to know the best buy in tablet per neutralizing strength. Here is the information that you will need for the analysis, the amount of tablets in the container, and how much I paid for them. First of all, there might be something you might have to finish out this last row yet. If you've not found out the amount of acid neutralized per tablet, this is what we need for the analysis. Check step number 5 in your procedure, which would be this step right here. That's what you want to read. Now for your lab write-up will be, again, one e-copy for you and your lab partner. Just put it in the Semester 2 Chemistry folder, and I will find it in there. So as always, title, purpose, materials list, step-by-step procedures, the data tables, which you already have there. The analysis is what I'm showing you right here. For the analysis, there will be 2 calculations, one calculating the amount neutralized per cost of Tums, another calculating amount neutralized per the generic. So for the Tums, what you need to do is first take the information off the intro where I showed you the number of tablets in the container divided by the cost. Okay, now when you have that, then we're setting up a ratio. You're going to be multiplying that by the amount of acid, so the amount of milliliters of acid that you found in your lab that were neutralized per 1 tablet. Now, when you solve for that, notice what you're left with. The tablets label will cancel. You will be left with the amount of milliliters neutralized per, we'll put it percent, because it's going to end up to be a small number. So that is the number that you need for your analysis of, is Tums going to neutralize more milliliters of acid per penny, or will the generic neutralize more milliliters of acid per penny that you spend? So you will do this calculation, one calculation for your Tums, another for your generic. This information then is what you use to answer the question, which one is the best buy? And as always, show your work and include your labels for that. Now once you have that information, then you're ready to do your conclusion. Here's the information for your conclusion. Let me make that a little bit bigger for you. So as always, restate your purpose. You're going to report your final results with data to support it. Now, not the raw data from your data table, but your answer to the analysis. So which neutralizes the most per tablet? So was the Tums stronger or was the generic stronger? And then which one cost the least? Now, one thing I didn't point out in the analysis when you go back, you have 2 trials, remember. So if I go back up, remember you have trial 1 and trial 2. For those 2 trials in your analysis, what you want to do is take the average of those 2. If your 2 trials are way off, let me know. We'll take a look at which one's going to be best. But hopefully, by being able to do 2 trials, we can see, how good was your titration? Were you able to retitrate and do the same thing 2 different times? So when you go through and do your analysis, use that average. Okay, so back to the conclusion again. Which neutralizes the most acid? Which is the most cost-effective? Also, I want you to look up, you can just Google or you can look on the containers themselves, what is the active ingredient of the antacid? Since we're comparing these 2 antacids, it's only fair to make sure to see if they contain the same active ingredient or if they do not contain the same active ingredient. Okay, last question then. Last one is totally your opinion. Now that you know which neutralizes the most acid and which is cheaper, which one will you buy and why? And think about what other things are there with the 2 brands that may influence which one you buy. You might buy the cheapest because it's cheaper. You might not buy the cheapest because it's cheaper. So you tell me which one you want to buy and why. And this will be due either Friday or Monday when you come back. Either day is fine.